always willing to sign autographs and do promotional appearances of one kind or another. And he's starting off in a flurry here against the spoiler. Drop kick, and down goes the spoiler, and he wants to take time to think things over here. Rick Patterson willing and raring to go from the opening bell. Fans are getting on the spoiler a little bit here in our studio. A full studio audience for this card. And we'd like to, at this time, pass along a special hello to the shut-ins all over Atlantic Canada, people who, for one reason or another, can't make it out to the matches, but have just as much fun taking all the action in via television, right in the comfort of their living rooms. And thanks again for joining us here on Atlantic Grand Prix Wrestling. Rick Patterson. He's got the spoiler tied up in an arm lock. And now a right knee coming down on the spoiler's shoulder. And that has to inflict some damage. The spoiler, as I mentioned, one half of the International Tag Team Champions, along with Nikita Kalmykov, and we'll be seeing his partner from Russia later on in this program. But for the moment, the spoiler has to be concerned with Rick Patterson from Winnipeg, Manitoba. A man who has been on the Atlantic scene for a couple of years now. And as I mentioned, is quite popular among the wrestling fans. Good-looking young man, and certainly has a bright future ahead of him in professional wrestling. Just a matter of time before Rick Patterson winds up wearing a championship belt. I don't think there's any question in my mind that he is championship caliber. Just has to receive a few breaks along the way. And why, in no time, he'll be wearing a prized belt around his waist. You can't imagine the pride and the respect that goes with wearing a championship belt. It is something most cherished in professional wrestling. It is a symbol of respect, a symbol of accomplishment, but much to the chagrin of the fans in this part of the country, the belt's currently being held by the spoiler and Nikita Kalmykov as far as tag teams are concerned. And of course, the reigning international heavyweight wrestling champion, Maniac Frenchie Martin. And I'll tell you, the fans aren't too crazy about him. The spoiler now coming back with an elbow smash, and down goes Rick Patterson. Spoiler following things up with an elbow. Count of one, maybe 1.5, before Patterson kicks out. A chop to the shoulder, to the chest area, but the spoiler coming right back with a face rake. I'll tell you, it's just a matter of time before somebody's eye is gouged out completely because of those illegal face rakes. The spoiler, an extremely capable individual. And you can see it here as he applies the elbow and follows things up with a count of 2. May have been stretching the rules somewhat and going to the ropes looking for some extra leverage on the leg of Rick Patterson. And now the spoiler attempting a rather unorthodox pin attempt. Again, looking to use the ropes for leverage. Fortunately, referee Ron Gauguin on the scene, and give the ref credit, he was able to detect it. Now the spoiler raking Rick Patterson's eyes along the top rope. And Patterson in a considerable amount of pain over on the far side of the ring. Now Patterson coming back. He's not finished, ladies and gentlemen. He's coming back in this one. but not before the spoiler regains control of the situation. And now Patterson will go up and over. Count of 1, 2. Patterson kicks out. He's still alive in this one, as the spoiler reverts to a chin lock. The spoiler has got Patterson tied up in the chin lock and now starts bending the neck over on the left side, applying all kinds of pressure. The only way out of this is for Patterson to get to his feet. He does so and is able to break the hold, and now a body slam. Oh, Rick Patterson may have counted his chickens before they hatched, as he went for the elbow smash. Now the spoiler getting a count of 1. Able to gain control of the situation. Rick Patterson brought up to his feet. Oh, my. No call for that whatsoever. The spoiler poking Rick Patterson squarely in the eyes. And I'll tell you, I said it before in this match, it's just a matter of time before someone loses an eye over that. You're looking for serious injuries, and I think the Atlantic Grand Prix Wrestling Commission has to look at a way of trying to curb that sort of violence. Patterson now with a couple of right hands, and he's on the comeback trail. Now he'll take the spoiler up and over. Rick Patterson, good size, and now he'll try to come back off, but he's unsuccessful. The spoiler very much in control until that particular stunt failed. Now Patterson laid out on his back. The spoiler going with a clothesline more than anything. Oh, my. The pile driver, and that finishes things off for the spoiler as he emerges with the victory. The International Heavyweight Wrestling Champion, Rotten Ron Starr, is here in the Maritimes. We've got some footage to show, but first, Buddy Lane, tell us more about the reigning title holder.
Well, first of all, Ron Starr is a great